Let me ask you this. Have you ever walked away from someone who thought they could play with your loyalty, only to watch them act like everything's fine? They laugh, they post, they pretend life is perfect. But behind closed doors, regret is burning them alive. They never thought you'd leave. They assumed you'd always forgive, always come back, always stay no matter how little they gave. But you shattered that illusion the moment you chose yourself over their games. Now they regret letting you go, but their pride is too heavy to let the truth leave their lips. They'll hide it, they'll mask it, they'll deny it. But denial doesn't kill regret, it only feeds it. And you know what makes it worse for them? Watching you rise while they stay stuck in the mess they created. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." That's exactly why you don't chase, you don't explain, you don't lower yourself to match their pride. Their regret is their punishment. Your growth is your response. And every step you take forward is proof that their loss was permanent. This video is your guide to reclaiming that power. I'm going to break down 8 undeniable truths rooted in Stoic wisdom and raw self-empowerment. 8 steps that will make their regret irrelevant and your strength undeniable. By the end of this, you'll stop looking back and start walking like the prize you always were. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. Their regret is not my burden. I rise higher. Now let's get into the first truth. Number 1, their regret is their punishment, not your problem. Here's the hard truth. They regret letting you go, but you don't owe them a single thing. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Their regret is the natural consequence of their actions. They had your loyalty, your love, your presence, and they mishandled it. That's not on you. That's on them. When they lay in bed replaying the moments they ignored you, dismissed you, or took you for granted, that's their punishment. And no matter how much they pretend, no matter how much pride they hide behind, regret never sleeps. It gnaws at them when they're alone. It whispers when the noise dies down. It makes them wish for another chance they'll never get. But listen to me carefully. You cannot carry their guilt. You cannot soothe their pain. The second you try, you step back into the role they once abused. The giver, the fixer, the one who bleeds so they can feel better. That ends now. You're not responsible for healing them. You're responsible for protecting yourself. The next time you feel that pull to check on them, to give them closure, stop and remind yourself. You are not the cure for the disease they created. Write it down. Say it out loud until it sticks. Their regret belongs to them, not you. Number 2, your absence exposes their weakness. Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." And nothing proves this more than the regret they feel when you're gone. They thought they were strong. They thought they could replace you. They thought walking away from you or pushing you away wouldn't matter. But the moment your absence became real, their strength crumbled and their craving began. Here's the truth. Your absence is a spotlight. It shines directly on their weakness. Suddenly, all the noise and distractions can't drown out the silence you left behind. They start checking their phone more often. They replay old texts. They stalk your social media, looking for clues of your life without them. On the outside, they put on a performance of being fine, but on the inside, your absence has exposed the truth. They were never as strong as they pretended to be. The beauty of silence is that it doesn't have to explain itself. You don't need to tell them they lost something valuable. They feel it every single day. And the more you stay silent, the more they crumble under the weight of their own choices. Your absence becomes their mirror, and that reflection isn't pretty. But let me be clear, this exposure is not for you to gloat over. It's not about revenge. It's about recognizing that silence is your greatest power because it makes the truth unavoidable. And once the truth is unavoidable, they can't run from it anymore. Resist the urge to break silence just to prove a point. You don't need to prove anything. Each day you hold the line, their weakness grows, and your strength multiplies. Journal one powerful thing you've gained since you walked away, and remind yourself that's the proof you needed. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My absence reveals their weakness. My silence proves my strength. Number 3, their regret grows in the darkness of your silence. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That's exactly what you did when you chose silence instead of chasing, dignity instead of desperation, strength instead of weakness. And here's what happens. In the dark, where there are no calls from you, no texts, no explanations, their mind becomes their enemy. At first, they pretend they don't care. They laugh louder, post more, act unbothered. But every night when the world is quiet, regret creeps in. They remember how you were always there to answer, how you gave without hesitation, how you showed up with love they couldn't match. And now, with nothing but silence, they are left with memories that don't fade. Regret thrives in silence. It feeds on what could have been, what should have been, what they lost forever. The human mind hates unanswered questions, and your silence is the biggest unanswered question of all. They wonder, why haven't you reached out? Do you still care? Did you move on? Did they mean nothing to you? And the more those questions echo without answers, the more their regret multiplies. They can't admit it to you because pride chains their tongue. But inside, your silence is suffocating them. This is why silence is so powerful. It flips the script. They thought you'd be the one chasing them, begging for closure. Instead, they're the ones stuck in the prison of their own mind. And regret, when left in silence, becomes unbearable. Anytime you feel tempted to break your silence, remind yourself of this truth. The longer you remain silent, the louder their regret becomes. Do not feed their pride by reaching out. Let the weight of silence do the work for you. Number 4, your absence reveals their dependence. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control, and what you've done is prove that you no longer depend on them. But here's the twist. They depended on you more than they ever realized. When you step away, the roles reverse. Suddenly, they don't have your laughter to lean on, your words to soothe them, your presence to steady them. They told themselves they didn't need you, that you'd always be around, that your love was endless supply. But your absence strips away that illusion and exposes their hidden dependence. Now they feel the gap. Now they feel the emptiness. And that emptiness is their punishment. Think about it. People rarely notice how much someone carries until the weight is gone. You carried the connection. You carried the effort. You carried the consistency. Without you, everything feels heavier to them. Every silence cuts deeper. Every moment without your energy feels colder. Their pride won't let them admit it, but deep down they know. They needed you more than you ever needed them. And here's the beauty. Your absence doesn't just reveal their dependence, it highlights your independence. You stand strong on your own 2 feet, while they stumble without your presence. That shift of power is what makes them regret letting you go. Guard your independence like treasure. Do not give them easy access again. Keep your silence firm and let their own dependence be the lesson they can't ignore. The more you stay away, the more they see what life looks like without you. And the more their regret deepens. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My absence exposes their dependence. My strength makes me free. Number 5, your silence demands respect. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one that means don't explain, don't justify, don't beg anyone to see your worth. Show it by how you carry yourself. And nothing screams self-respect louder than silence." Respect is not won through endless explanations. Respect is not earned by chasing after someone who discarded you. Respect is built when you stand tall, when you walk away, when you choose not to lower yourself to their level. Your silence is a declaration. I will not fight for a place where I was never valued. And that declaration echoes louder than any words could. Here's the truth. People respect what they cannot easily reach. The moment you stop talking, the moment you stopped showing up, the moment you stopped trying, that's when they were forced to look at you differently. The same voice they once ignored now feels priceless in its absence. The same presence they overlooked now feels irreplaceable. Your silence flips the script. Suddenly, you're no longer the one waiting, they are. And respect born from silence is the kind that lasts. Because it isn't given by force, it's drawn out naturally. It makes them question themselves. Why didn't I value them when I had them? Why do I feel their absence so sharply? Why do I respect them now when I should have before? That questioning is their regret, but it's also their awakening. Refuse to lower your standards. Each time you're tempted to reach out, remind yourself, silence builds respect, noise destroys it. Don't argue for your worth. Don't explain it. Live it. Let your silence do the heavy lifting, because it speaks with authority that words will never carry. Number 6, your growth becomes their nightmare. Seneca once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." And that is the gift silence gives you. It hands you back your time, your focus, your energy. Instead of wasting it chasing someone who failed to value you, you invest it in yourself. You grow, you evolve, you rise, and nothing unsettles those who let you go more than watching you become the version of yourself they never believed you'd reach. When they thought you'd collapse, you built. When they expected you to crumble, you stood taller. When they imagined you'd spend nights crying over them, you spent nights grinding, working, creating, healing. Your silence isn't just absence, it's transformation. And every time they wonder what you're doing, they're confronted with the terrifying possibility that you're becoming untouchable without them. This is why growth in silence is so powerful. It makes them realize that their presence wasn't your foundation. You were your foundation all along. They were just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. And now, as your silence fuels your evolution, they can't escape the truth. They lost someone who was only going to get better, stronger, and more valuable with time. Use the energy you would waste explaining yourself to fuel your self-mastery. Hit the gym, read books that sharpen your mind, build your finances, strengthen your spiritual core. Every ounce of energy you reclaim from chasing is fuel for your rise. And when they see who you've become, regret won't just sting, it will burn. Number 7, your absence forces their reflection. Epictetus declared, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." And when you go silent, when you remove yourself without a word, you strip away the distractions and leave them alone with their own thoughts. Suddenly, the noise fades, and all that's left is their conscience, louder, sharper, heavier than anything you could have ever said. They replay the moments they dismissed you. They hear again the words they threw carelessly at you. They see the times they laughed at your pain, ignored your needs, or underestimated your worth. And now, with no access to you, no answers, no comfort, they are forced to sit with the truth. They pushed away someone irreplaceable. That reflection cuts deeper than any confrontation ever could. This is why silence terrifies people more than anger. Anger they can fight back against, defend themselves from, or twist into blame. But silence? Silence leaves them powerless. It leaves them haunted. It forces them to look at themselves, and the more you stay gone, the clearer the mirror becomes. They don't admit it out loud, but the thoughts torture them. They wonder if you've forgotten them, if you've moved on, if someone better now has your attention. And that uncertainty, that's what keeps them awake at night. Your silence doesn't just protect you, it's the trigger for their deepest self-reflection. It makes them face everything they tried to avoid. And the longer you hold it, the heavier that truth becomes. Stay consistent. Don't break the silence to ease their guilt. Don't give them an escape route. The more disciplined you are, the sharper their reflection will be, and the more powerful your absence becomes. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My silence makes them face the truth they can't escape. Number 8. Your strength is in choosing yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In the same way, waste no more time trying to prove to people what your worth is. Live it. Show it. Choosing yourself is the ultimate act of strength because it declares, "I will never again settle for less than I deserve." When they regret letting you go but can't admit it, silence becomes your boundary, and self-respect becomes your shield. You're no longer begging to be seen. You're no longer chasing scraps of attention. You are standing firm in your value, and whether they admit it or not, they feel it. They see the glow in your independence, the power in your presence, and the freedom in your refusal to return to what broke you. Here's the truth. The reason they can't admit their regret is pride. Pride keeps them from confessing how badly they miss you, how deeply they wish they could undo their mistakes. But while their pride holds them prisoner, your silence sets you free. You no longer need their recognition, their apology, or their approval. You chose yourself, and that choice makes you untouchable. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about making them suffer. This is about your evolution, becoming someone who is so grounded, so unshakable, that no loss, no betrayal, no rejection can ever strip away your worth again. Because once you fully choose yourself, the world has no choice but to respect you. Write down your new standards, the things you will no longer tolerate, the treatment you will no longer accept, the minimum level of respect required to be in your life. And then, live by that code. Never bend it, never water it down. Choosing yourself isn't just a decision, it's a lifestyle. You've heard the truths, you've seen the strategies, you've learned how silence, absence, and self-mastery can turn the tables on anyone who underestimated you. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength, and that's exactly what you've been building. Power over yourself, control over your emotions, and freedom from anyone else's opinion. Every tip, every action step, every moment of disciplined silence is a brick in the fortress of your strength. You've learned that your absence isn't weakness, it's a weapon, that your silence isn't empty, it's authority, that choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's liberation. The people who doubted you, ignored you, or tried to diminish you now feel the weight of your independence. They can't touch the foundation you've built because it's made of unshakable self-respect, unwavering confidence, and relentless self-worth. Now is the moment to take what you've learned and implement it. Step into every day with purpose. Protect your energy. Build your mind, body, and spirit. Let your silence speak louder than any words ever could. Don't return where you're not valued. Don't explain what they never understood. Your life, your power, and your peace are non-negotiable. If you follow these strategies, if you commit to living them every day, you won't just survive their absence, you'll thrive. You'll become untouchable, irresistible in your strength, and undeniable in your worth. And that, more than anything else, will make them regret letting you go. So stand tall, walk away with dignity, own your silence, choose yourself first. Remember that every day you honor your own power, you are rewriting the story on your terms. You are no longer the ones seeking, they are the ones questioning, reflecting, and realizing too late what they lost. Drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I am untouchable. I choose myself. My power is undeniable. Subscribe to this channel if you're ready to keep mastering yourself, your emotions, and your life. Hit that notification bell because your journey to ultimate strength is just beginning, and you deserve to dominate it every single day. This is your time. Your silence has turned the tables. Your strength is your signature. Now go live it.